So do you get to choose which ship you go on or who you actually want to perform with?
Yes. To a point. Like we, at the end of a contract, well, a first contractor doesn't generally get to choose where they want to go. They'll just put them on wherever they need the singers or dancers. What happens after that is at the end of a contract, I get to choose my top 3 choices.
Right.
If they're able to put me on those ships, they will. If multiple people want to go on those ships as a group, like so say 4 of us from this ship want to go on to the next ship together, we can request to be put together and they'll try to accommodate that as best they can. If you're married or coupled with somebody, they actually link your ID numbers in a computer in the office and then you get sent together. Like you're considered one unit as opposed to 2 or 3.
Yeah.
So that's nice.
Do you get to choose which ship you
yes.
go on?
So what happens is if you don't get to your choices, and then after you put in your 3 requests, it comes down to seniority. So now I've been with the company for 8 years, so I will have seniority over somebody who's been with the company 5 years. So if we're both equally talented and they'd like to put us on the same ship, I get the job over the person who's been here less time.
Okay. You are a couple.
Mm-hmm.
So how long has your partner been?
We have been working together on the ship for, we met 7 years ago and we've done all of our contracts together since then.
Oh, okay, so you've pretty much got the same
Yep.
level of time.
Yep.
Just say you were 8 years and he was 2 years.
Mm-hmm.
And you wanted to go back on this to go to Australia.
Yes.
And how would that work?
Well,
Or because...
and it's happened in the past where I've been able to go to a different ship and he hasn't. We just, again, like I said, they link us in the system. So if I have seniority on one ship and he doesn't, and it's easier to place him because he's been here less than I go there. They always put us together. That's the easiest answer.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
How do you keep fit?
Yes. Well, another nice part of our job is that we have guest privileges, so we can use the guest gym. There's a crew gym as well, but we can go up to the guest gym and use the treadmills, use the weights, whatever we need to. It's hard as well because on the cruise ship there's food everywhere, of course, and it's pretty good. And for about the first couple months, you can't get enough of it, but then the novelty wears off.
So you can eat in all the restaurants and
yes,
yeah? You're not just confined to crew boiled rice buffet? No. Heard about that?
They're very popular though, the rice buffets.
How often do you guys rehearse?
Most of our rehearsing is done at the start of the contract, so in that month where we're learning all the shows, that would be the time to do it. Now we have 2 hours of rehearsal time set aside every day on a show night.
Right.
So we can be called in. Sometimes we'll just run the show to keep it fresh in our mind. Sometimes we'll have a reblock where we have to shuffle people around. Other times we just need to clean a number because it's
getting a bit
gotten a little messy, but not a terrible amount.
Who decides that? Like
that would be the dance captain.
Okay, so he might see that someone's not dancing right, or just
she can videotape the shows. On this ship, it's a woman, so she can videotape the shows, watch it back, and if she sees something that doesn't look quite right, she can call us into a rehearsal and fix it up.
Okay. Do you get reprimanded?
Yes, if we don't do anything. If we do something wrong, then yeah, for sure we will get reprimanded. Again, our boss on this ship is very cool, but yeah, I've gotten in trouble in the past for things like laughing on stage. Like if somebody thought I was laughing at an inappropriate time, then you can be told to stop that.
So behind the scenes, right? What we don't see. How do you get organised behind? Like, there's obviously so many costume changes and things like that.
It's such a ballet behind the scenes. Like, as much action is going on stage, an equal, if not greater, amount of action is going on backstage because you've got traffic, people running to make their changes, get to the dressing rooms. A lot of Velcro on the costumes, Velcro and snap buttons, like so costumes can get ripped off, put back on. We have, I think, 10 backstage people. There's the lighting technician, the sound technician, the backstage manager, the automation technician who brings the drops in and out, rotates the stage, raises the stage up and down, raises the pit up and down. You've got the 6 backstage guys helping you do any of the quick costume changes or moving of the big set pieces. And then, of course, we've got the 10-piece orchestra on this ship as well. So that's 20 extra people, as well as the 16 who are on stage performing.
Okay. Is there like a room with all the costumes? Everyone's got their own little section?
Yes, yeah, we do, yeah. And it's an insane amount of costumes as well. Like in the Big Easy, which is a show coming up, I have 12 costumes alone. And then if you multiply that by the 16 people who are in that show, if everybody has 12 costumes, that's an awful lot of costumes. And then do that for 3 shows. They're the front of the ship. The way the dressing room is on this ship, the stage is here, and then the dressing room's wrapped all the way around, and it's just all costumes and 1,000 wigs, and
and do they have, like, obviously, some of those changes are really, really quick, especially for the girls dancing. Do they, like, just have piles of clothes just off?
Yeah. We, well, you do a preset. So, at your spot in the dressing room, which is a big mirror with the lights around it and whatnot, it's very cliche, but that's what they look like. You pile your costumes from the last costume you're going to wear to the first costume you're going to wear. And as you put the first costume on, and then you run on stage, do your thing, run off, whip them off into a basket, put on the next costume. If there's not time to make it to your dressing room, you do a preset at the side of the stage. So you run off, there will be a towel laid out with your costume, rip off your costume, put the other one on. If the costume changes really quick, you just stand there and they change you. Like, run off stage, the technicians will rip your clothes off, put your new clothes on, and you just go.
Wow. Must be hectic out.
It is, it's crazy. And that's why there's so much traffic running around backstage. There's more going on backstage than there is on stage most of the time.
Oh, do you get nervous?
Rarely. I think I've been doing it long enough that I don't usually. When my parents are cruising, that's when I get nervous. If my boss comes on, a little bit of nerves. And if they're filming it for The Office, because every once in a while the head of the entertainment wants to look at what's going on the stage, then yeah, for sure, a little bit of nerves. But generally, no, I've been around long enough, it doesn't bug me too much. Anymore. But I know other people who do, you know. There's probably as many people are comfortable on stage, there is an equal number who get nervous before every show.
Do shows get cancelled due to rough seas?
Yes.
How often would that happen?
Rarely, because you always want to put on the shows for the guests. But if there is a situation where dancing on tables or dancing on chairs, if it gets too rocky, they'll just cut that section out, or they'll say dance beside the table or dance beside the chair. As well, in these shows, there's a lot of walking up and down stairs, so when it gets rocky, that can get very dangerous. So there's always a plan B. They don't like to cancel the shows completely, but we have had to do it on this ship, especially on our last trip to Hawaii. It was so rough that, like, you couldn't even stand up, let alone try to dance on the stage.
So who washes and repairs the costumes?
Good question. On every ship there's somebody assigned. They get paid extra to do the job. So on this ship, the girl's name is Nicole. She's one of the dancers, and she does any of the repairs. We as a group are contracted to look after our own costumes.
Do you get fitted out before you?
Yes. There's two seamstresses that come on at the start of the contract. They're professional seamstresses from Miami. And they will fit you into all of your costumes for all of your shows. And they do that. They sew like crazy for 2 weeks straight as they like get all 16 people into their 30 costumes each. And then beyond that, then maintenance is your own. Like if a hook and eye falls off or like a button falls off, you have to sew it yourself. And any of the major repairs, Nicole will do on this ship.
Okay. Do you have any other duties on the ship? Obviously you're the show, but do you have to do anything else?
As a production singer, I do not. No, the 4 production singers, we simply do the shows. We are contracted to do the 3 production shows, 2 bumper shows, and then a 30-minute set of music somewhere else in the show. So on this ship, we actually share that. The 4 of us do a big band set on the last day. But beyond that, we don't do anything.
So you're not involved in muster drills and
that as well, but that everybody has to do that. But we have a separate contract for that. Like as entertainers, we've got our entertainment contract with Carnival. Then when we come on the ship, we have a seafarer's contract that we have to sign, and everybody has to sign that. And that's for safety drills and safety on the ship. The dancers now, they have a slightly different contract. They do the shows, and then they help with bingos, they teach dance classes, they can be in charge of a ping pong tournament, library duty. So that's a little bit of a difference between the dancers and the singer.
Any pros and cons of performing on the ship?
Well, the cons obviously would be the rocking, when it can get pretty bad at sometimes. Pros, I really like the fact that I do 3 different shows a week, and I do them on this ship once a week. So I do, sorry, that's coming out wrong. I do 2 of each show, 1 night a week. So 3 nights of major production show, 2 hours each.
Yeah.
And on land, I would be doing 1 show. Like if I got a contract working on land, I'd be doing 1 show 8 times a week. And I think for an 8-month contract, you can get really tired of doing the same thing over and over again. Here it's a little bit fresh because we do it once a week.
Sure.
Yeah.
What's the best thing you like about working on a ship?
The travel, for sure. I fell in love with the job when I started because I got to... I had never really been anywhere. I grew up in a small town in Canada, went to Toronto, and that was a big city, but like hadn't really traveled many different places, and I get to escape the cold Canadian winter as well. But yeah, get to live in the Bahamas or the Caribbean for a year, get to travel to Hawaii, gonna go to Alaska in the summer on this ship before it goes to Australia.
Yeah. So are you allowed to get off the ship at every port?
Yes. Generally,
no restrictions, yeah, just as soon as you can go.
Yeah, as long as we're not working during the day, we can get off with the passengers.
Yeah.
It's another one of the benefits of, it's good.
Yeah, no, absolutely. What's the thing you dislike the most about working on the ship?
Oh, you get real tired of the food. The food is good quality and they have lots of it for us. So, that's like being able to walk into a buffet every day and choose what I want to eat is nice. But yeah, there's nothing like cooking your own food from time to time or baking cookies if you really want to. So the food gets tired. That's I think everyone will give you the exact same answer.
Yeah. Are you aware if they're going to do any special shows for the Australian audiences?
That's a really good question. I don't actually know the answer to that.
3 really good questions.
Yeah, that is. I'm not aware. They may. I know we have a Native American show that that is on the ship that they do when we go to Alaska or sometimes when we're going to Hawaii to fill in some time. They may do that just so the Australians get a taste of our native culture as well, like the Native Americans. That's a very, very possible show that they would put on.
All right. Is there anything else you'd like to share with the Australian cruising world about cruising on the Carnival Spirit?
Oh no, I think everyone will have a really good time. I hope to be on the ship to welcome everybody on board. I'd love to be here in Australia. I've asked to come back, so we'll see what happens.
So you have asked to come on?
I have, yeah. We thought missing Australia would be, not fun. So we've asked to stay on the ship as long as we can, so we can go to Australia.
Okay, well we can take you out for a drink.
Yeah. In Sydney Harbour, yeah.
Absolutely,
Perfect.
show you the sign.
That'd be awesome.
All right, so there you have it, folks.